All roads lead to Rome. Whenever in Rome and wherever in Rome, the past and the present are aligned. Just like all of Italy, it's an oasis for lovers of food, art, and nature. I'm a lover of all three, with food being number one, of course. The hunt for the next best meal I've ever had never stops.
So tonight is our first night in Rome.
Golden hour struck as we walked to our first restaurant, and my jet lag was suddenly at ease.
How beautiful.
The sun set and I arrived at Roscioli. I reserved a table in the deli area for the view.
Que lindo.
Que bella.
Let me tell you, get dinner with a show at this place.
It was the ideal first night restaurant. They took reservations and you had a sea of meats and cheeses to choose from. I tried the raviolo, the coda, and pecorino along with the carbonara, and both were excellent. It was all the fuel I needed for the walk home so I could enjoy all of the first night sights. The first nights of trips always feel like a dream to me. It's probably a combination of both the change of scenery and the jet lag in full force. It's an eerie type of magic. The first day in Rome started out as beautifully cliché as it gets. For breakfast was a pistachio croissant, maratazzi, and supli. As we walked to our first destination, the morning sun was shining over the Colosseum and there wasn't a cloud in the sky.
It's our first full day in Rome. Aw, hi bird. And we're on our way to the Borghese Museum.
What's so nice about the Borghese Gallery is that it's located in Villa Borghese Park.
Look at how cool this looks.
You get to step away from the energy of the city into a serene moment with nature. Not to mention the Borghese Gallery has one of the most beautiful collections in the world. Mariano Rossi's fresco ceiling gave me chills the first time I saw it. I couldn't stop looking up. Fine art and a stroll through the park gives you a moment to take it all in. It's a really great way to clear the crowded head that comes with traveling. The art for the mind and the nature for the soul. And it was also great to see some cute pups while I was missing mine from back home.
Hey, cutie. Oh my god.
Oh, to be a Roman pup soaking in the sun on a hill in Villa Borghese. All of the sunshine really worked up an appetite, which was great because I had reservations for a very special dinner. In the evening, I headed over to the Roman neighborhood of Trastevere. I still had plenty of time before my reservation and found the perfect place to kill it. A candlelit, warm and welcoming spot called Cuveri, serving wine and pairings from a place of passion.
Right. It's very elegant.
Oh, I love it.
It was the perfect pregame for my night at what the late and great Anthony Bourdain coined as Restaurant X. He didn't give out the real name to prevent it from being a tourist attraction, but it didn't take long for everyone to find out it was Roma Sparita, and it sure did attract tourists and Bourdain admirers like myself.
To Tony.
12 years ago, Bourdain fell in love with this cacio e pepe served in a Parmesan cheese bowl, and I finally fulfilled my desire to try it. The mood of this night led to one too many bottles of wine being ordered, so stumbling upon a gelato shop and into it was the last event on schedule for the evening.
Cream? Sure, yeah, I'll put some cream on it. Oh, grazie. Oops. Just put
Our hotel had a bottle of champagne waiting for us when we got back, but a hangover did not fit into tomorrow's itinerary. We were up bright and early for another delicious pastry before heading to the country that lives within this city. Vatican City might be the smallest country in the world, but it is home to one of the largest art collections. The art is a beautiful distraction from all of the walking you have to do to see it. The museum alone is almost 5 miles of walking, but it's worth it to see the hallways after hallways and rooms after rooms of masterpieces. Less than a 10-minute walk from the Vatican Museum entrance is the Angrypig. I heard it had one of the best porchetta sandwiches in town, so I had to check it out. They make authentic porchetta in-house, and everyone was so nice and welcoming. It's a really great place to grab a beer or wine and eat a delicious sandwich.
Okay.
Oh, grazie. Oh, perfecto. Oh my god, extra skin on the top.
We ordered the number 3 and the number 4. The number 3 came with sun-dried tomatoes, and the number 4 came with broccoli rabe.
I kind of want to try yours first.
Well, we'll do half and half.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
Both sandwiches were so good. The porchetta, bread, and toppings were all amazing. It was a great pre-nap meal before heading back to the hotel to recharge. It was our last night in Rome, so we had to knock out some tourist destinations on our list. We started out at the Spanish Steps, and I remember there was this cool place for coffee around here that the Pasta Queen had recommended. It was called Canova Tadolini.
You've arrived.
And it was a really great place to grab a coffee. The place is surrounded with sculptures. It was pretty awesome. I needed the coffee because I was on an important quest for our last night dinner restaurant with no reservations. Night fell and we strolled past the Pantheon, the Trevi Fountain, and ended up in a tourist zone filled with restaurants that I did not want to eat at, although I was very much a tourist myself.
Do you have any coins on you?
No.
Okay.
We ended up in the Piazza Navona, starving and not knowing where to fix it. But it was a beautiful place to do extensive research on my phone for restaurants nearby, and the place I found ended up being my favorite meal I had in Rome. It was only a 5-minute walk from the Piazza Navona and tucked away in a quiet alley with a sign that just read Trattoria. When we got there, they almost turned us away because they were completely booked for the evening, but they ended up giving us a table outside, and I was so grateful. This fine night at Osteria del Sostegno is where I was introduced to my now favorite wine, Brunello.
Yeah. Is that better than like, let's say, Chianti?
Brunello.
Brunello's better?
Yes, Brunello.
All right, let's try that one.
It was first recommended by our waiter at this restaurant and ended up being the most recommended wine from locals we spoke with during our time in Italy. We ordered bruschetta to start, and it was simple and delicious. Then came in the heavy stuff.
This is the cacio e pepe. I'm so excited to try it. Sometimes cacio e pepe can get a little salty. This one is absolutely perfect. It's probably the most perfectly salted cacio e pepe I've ever tried. Oh my gosh. All right. Let me hurry up and record the next thing because I want to eat this. Okay, this is the carbonara. Of course, I'm going to put a little bit more cheese on it because I'm definitely an extra cheese type of person. Oof, it's so fresh. You should see this pasta. You can tell it just came off the pan. It's like steaming. Oh, it's beautiful. This is the best carbonara I've ever tasted, hands down. It's amazing. You can taste the crispy pork throughout this. I mean, the pork just shines in this dish. It's classic. It's the perfect amount of creamy, out of this world. Wow.
That is astounding.
Fantastico, eh?
We also got the saltimbocca alla romana, which is sliced veal with ham and sage served with potatoes. This was delicious, and so was the eggplant parmesan. It was traditionally prepared so it wasn't fried, which made it easier to appreciate the melody of flavors. Then we ended off with their hazelnut ice cream that was made in-house and served with this delicious chocolate sauce. This meal was the perfect send-off for our last night in the Eternal City. Rome may be everlasting, but our time here was not. In the morning, we went to the restaurant connected to our hotel for a hearty meal before catching the train to Florence. Our hotel was right next to Santa Maria Maggiore, so we checked that out before catching a taxi to the train station.
I'm so excited. This is my first time on a train. I mean, I've been on a subway before, but never a train like this, so I'm excited.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting to enjoy riding on a train this much. As I looked out the window at the Italian countryside, I was able to have a moment to reflect on everything I had just saw and really appreciate it. Traveling can really remind you of all the beauty that there is in life. Home is where the heart is, but seeing and experiencing new places is for your soul. I am grateful for any journey and want to bring you all along for the ride. So hop on in and join me for the next episode of Fork in the Road, Florence.